Hello and welcome, everyone, to English Motivational Short Stories. Today, I want to tell you about a man named Arthur who lived a very quiet and predictable life in a small, sleepy town. For 40 years, he worked at the local post office, sorting letters and packages with meticulous care. Every morning, he would walk the same path to work, greet the same people, and return home at exactly 5 o'clock. His world was small, but it was safe. One evening, while clearing out his late grandfather's attic, Arthur stumbled upon an old, dusty wooden box. Inside, nestled among faded photographs and trinkets, was a leather-bound journal and a strange, intricately carved compass. The compass didn't point north. Its needle spun wildly before settling on a direction that seemed to have no logic. Curiosity, a feeling Arthur hadn't felt in years, began to stir within him. He opened the journal. The first page read, "To my dearest grandson, Arthur. This compass does not point to a direction, but to a destination. It points to where your heart truly wishes to be. Follow it, and you will find your greatest treasure." For days, Arthur couldn't stop thinking about the compass. His routine felt dull, the safety of his life suddenly feeling like a cage. Could he really leave everything behind? The thought was terrifying, but the pull of the unknown was stronger. With a deep breath, he packed a small bag, locked his front door, and holding the compass, took his first step into uncertainty. The compass led him out of his town and onto roads he'd never traveled. It led him through bustling cities with towering skyscrapers, where the noise was a symphony he'd never heard. He met street musicians who played with so much passion it brought tears to his eyes, and artists who painted their dreams onto giant walls. Each person he met shared a piece of their story, and with each story, Arthur felt a part of himself awakening. The journey wasn't easy. He got lost, ran out of money, and slept under the stars more times than he could count. There were moments of doubt when the comfort of his old life called to him like a siren song. But every time he looked at the compass, its needle held steady, urging him forward, reminding him of his grandfather's promise. He traveled through dense forests where the trees whispered ancient secrets and climbed mountains that touched the clouds. He saw oceans so vast they seemed to hold the entire sky. He learned to build a fire, to find food in the wild, and most importantly, he learned to trust himself. The quiet, timid postman was slowly transforming into a confident, resilient adventurer. Months turned into a year. Arthur had traveled further than he ever imagined possible. One day, the compass led him to a small coastal village, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. The air smelled of salt and flowers, and the sound of gentle waves was deeply calming. The compass needle spun one last time and then stopped, pointing directly at a small weathered cottage with a for sale sign in the garden. Arthur felt a strange sense of belonging, a feeling of coming home, even though he had never been there before. He used the last of his savings to buy the cottage. He spent his days walking on the beach, painting the seascapes, and writing about his incredible journey. He made friends with the local fishermen and the shop owners. His life was simple again, but it was a different kind of simplicity. It was a simplicity born not of fear, but of choice. One evening, a young backpacker, looking lost and weary, knocked on his door. Arthur invited him in, gave him a warm meal, and listened to his story of searching for purpose. As the young man spoke, Arthur saw a reflection of his former self. He smiled and brought out the old wooden box, which he had carried with him all this time. He opened it and showed the young man the compass. "This," Arthur said, "doesn't point to a physical place. I thought my treasure was this cottage, this beautiful view. But I was wrong." The young man looked confused. "What is the treasure then?" Arthur tapped his chest, right over his heart. "The treasure was the journey itself. It was the person I became along the way. It was the courage I found, the kindness I received, the beauty I saw, and the stories I gathered. The compass led me here, yes, but its true purpose was to lead me back to myself." He then handed the compass to the young traveler. "Now it's your turn. Go find your treasure." The young man's eyes filled with hope and gratitude as he took the compass and continued on his own path. Arthur watched him go, his heart full. He had found his treasure, and now he could help others find theirs. He was no longer just a man who sorted letters, he was a man who delivered hope. Moral of the story: true treasure isn't a destination or a material possession. The real treasure is the growth, wisdom, and self-discovery you gain on the journey of life. If you enjoyed this story and want more wisdom for your life journey, please like this video, share it with friends, And subscribe to English Motivational Short Stories for regular inspiration.